few days before Joe Biden is set to take the oath of office as the 46th president of the United States, a new study out from Stanford claims after a year of crippling COVID lockdowns that have devastated global economies and bankrupted untold numbers of businesses, both large and small, that new data now shows forced shutdowns don't help any more than voluntary measures. Meanwhile, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot say restaurants, bars, and other businesses must immediately reopen, to save the economy. Now, if that makes you want to throw your phone across the room, just hang with me here, because believe it or not, it gets even worse. Nearly a year. Nearly a year is how long we've been dealing with asinine shutdowns, forced business closures that have destroyed entire families and everything they've ever worked for. We've put up with mask mandates and social distancing stickers on grocery store floors. We've been forced to abandon our grandmas alone in their nursing homes. Our churches were made to shut down. People have been buried without funerals, and people have been banned from visiting their sick loved ones. For nearly a year, this crap has been going on. And now magically, like a week before Joe Biden is set to be coronated as the next president, all of a sudden, we're to believe things can miraculously begin opening up safely and everything will be okay. A new study out from Stanford now says that mandatory lockdowns have no significant benefit over voluntary measures like wearing a mask or staying 6 feet apart. The study, which compared 10 countries that implemented varying degrees of shutdowns, found that those areas that locked down the harshest were no better at containing this virus than places that allowed people to decide for themselves what risks they would take. So now, after $16 trillion have been lost in our economy thanks to all this crap, we get told it was basically for nothing and we don't have to do it. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has suddenly reversed the course that he's held solidly since last March, now declaring that his state cannot wait until everyone is vaccinated against COVID-19 and must reopen the economy. Cuomo tweeted last week that, quote, "We simply cannot stay closed until the vaccine hits critical mass. The cost is too high. We will have nothing left to open. We must reopen the economy, but we must do it smartly and safely." Now, to remind you, more than half of all New York restaurants are now in danger of permanently closing their doors forever. More than half. This is the same governor who threatened churches and synagogues with legal action if they didn't shut their doors indefinitely. But now, all of a sudden, things have to go back to normal as quickly as possible, even though only a tiny fraction of people have been vaccinated against the disease that 2 seconds ago was so deadly. People had to go jogging with face diapers on. Over in Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot has also done an about-face, and the timing is just a little bit too coincidental. She now says that well-regulated restaurants and bars are, quote, "one of the safer places that people can go, and that people need an outlet for entertainment." I kid you not.
If we have people and give them an outlet for entertainment in the restaurant space, in the bar space, we have much more of an opportunity, in my view, to be able to regulate and control that environment. People are engaging in risky behavior that is not only putting themselves at risk, but putting their families, their coworkers, and other ones at risk. Let's bring it out of the shadows. Let's allow them to have some recreation in restaurants, in bars, where we can actually work with responsible owners and managers to regulate and protect people from COVID-19.
Okay. So about 5 minutes ago, and for the last 10 months, indoor dining, even at a limited capacity, was so dangerous that restaurants had to be shut down entirely for months. Many of them never reopened because they couldn't survive half a year with little to no income. They are gone. But now all of a sudden, less than a week before Biden is set to move into the White House, now restaurants are one of the safest places we can go? Now we need to open them as outlets to actually help keep us safer? Are you kidding me? And we're supposed to believe that none of this has anything to do with the fact that we just had an election in November and left-wing politicians needed to do everything they possibly could to devastate this nation and make sure Donald Trump had the steepest uphill battle possible. That now that they've won, now we've got to reopen. Even before the vaccine has been widely distributed, now we've got to save the economy. We can't wait anymore. Do you remember the pushback that Trump and those of us on the right got when we made that same exact argument? We were called grandma killers, told we had blood on our hands, accused of putting money over people, and blamed as though we were personally responsible for murdering every single COVID victim because we're selfish capitalists who don't care about life. That's what we got for months. Florida and its governor were accused of murdering their own citizens because they didn't close restaurants. And now these same left-wing politicians who hyped shutdowns for months want us to forget all of that and get back to normal post-hasty because Trump's on his way out. They no longer have a need for a convenient pandemic, and Joe Biden needs to come out of all of this looking like the conquering hero, all hail. This was a political game from the get-go. The virus has always been real, but so has the lies from the left-wing politicians who exploited fear and sacrificed their own citizens to make sure Trump took every bit of the blame. This was a virus that was so deadly people had to vote by mail to make sure they didn't catch it, and we had to send out ballots like they were coupons for half-priced subs and not question whether they were going to the right place because COVID. But now that the election's over, we can go out and cram into a booth at Applebee's because suddenly it's safe again. They lied. They are going to keep lying. And they do not care if you are the one who has to pay the price for it. And many people did. And that's your Reality Check, America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.